What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a quick look at Randal's Monday. This is a point-and-click game by Nexus Game Studios and published by Daedalic Entertainment. Daedalic do have a very good track record as far as point-and-click goes, because they are the guys behind the Deponia series, which I very much enjoyed, actually. They also done Edna and Harvey as well, which actually you get one of those games free with it, with this game, if you pre-purchase it. So if you get this through Steam before the game actually launches, you also get a free copy of Edna and Harvey the Breakout as well, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, this is in very good company under Daedalic's banner, because they've got a good track record with that sort of thing. We shall take a look at the options menu before we get in. At the top, under sound, we've got music, voices, and sound effects on separate sliders. Somewhat stylized slider, but a slider nonetheless. So always good to see those separate. Good to have a bit of degree of control. Voice acting, we have English, German, and Spanish options. Subtitles, there are a few extra languages in there, so you can pick between those. Controls, we've got classic and modern. Classic is very much your old school, where you kind of pick an action and then click on what you want to do that action to. So click use object, or click talk to object, or click inspect object. With modern, it's more of a context-sensitive thing. It's the kind of thing I'm pretty sure Deponia predominantly use this series. I imagine some of the other stuff like Edna and Harvey may well do as well. It's kind of it's more of a context-sensitive, simplified thing. It's if you left-click on something, it does exactly what you'd expect to do to it. It's either use object or talk to object the vast majority of the time. I'm not sure if there even are any other options. And then if you right-click on something, you can have a look at it and inspect it, basically. So, it's simple enough. I do like the modern system. I don't think it needs to be... The two-click system is kind of a bit more of a faff, but I don't know, maybe there are fans of the older system that might want to use that, so it's nice that the option is there, if nothing else, but personally, I do quite like the modern system. We've got display resolutions. It's kind of limited. I've got 1280 by 768, 1440 by 900, which is my native resolution, or 1280 by 800. And I've been playing with 1280 by 768 because it's the closest to 1280 by 720 that I can get for recording purposes, but at the same time, it comes with black bars at the top and bottom of the screen, which bring the resolution down to, if I'm not entirely mistaken, 1280 by 720, I'm pretty sure. Which, why do those black bars exist? Why can I not just play at 1280 by 720? Admittedly, there's kind of a little bit of a bug when you're changing between resolutions. When I first set it to this resolution, the black bars were a little taller than this, but not as wide, and as such they didn't stretch all the way across the screen, so you're left with bits of graphics in the corners of the screen, so that you could see behind the black bars a bit, which proves that the graphics go on beyond where the black bars are, and the black bars are just there to cover up stuff for, like, no evident reason. I don't know, is this what we're calling making games cinematic these days? Oh no, I can't say I particularly care for it, but some more resolution options would be good to see, or at least do away with the bloody black bars. They're not in any way, shape or form necessary. It's not great, but I suppose if nothing else, I can crop this video down and you will have it at a reasonable resolution without any silly black bars, to making it look cinematic. Let us look at the load options, because that's how I get into the game, certainly. So I'm on, that's my game save, Monday 2. So, our protagonist, who will be with us in just a second, is Randal Hicks, and he is stuck in a bit of a time paradox thing. The main principle of the game is he has been cursed via a magic ring, and he's forced to relive the same day over and over again, which is a bit... it's a bit Groundhog Day. So I'm on Monday 2. I should note I'm about 4.5 hours into the game, so it's taken a while to get to even the second day of the game, so it just seems like there's a good bit of content in this thing. So yeah, we're sort of on Monday 2 is what they're calling it, as I say. He's reliving the same Monday over and over again. So rather than a day system which goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's Monday 1, Monday 2, Monday 3, Monday 4, and so on. So I'm on Monday 2, as it were. And anything he interacts with on a previous day seems to change on subsequent days. So anything he's already touched or spoken to or interacted with is going to be completely different, or have some sort of different history on the next day, and all the characters are going to act like that's the way it's always been. They're not going to have any memory of anything changed. However, Randal here knows what's going down. He's also got a hobo friend who also seems to have all the answers, but he's being very cagey and elusive and vague about it without giving any real answers. So we've got a strange kind of universe here. We've got a universe in which It's ridiculously jam-packed of pop culture references, for starters. I mean, I know we're in a comic book store to begin with here, so you should expect that kind of thing, but it goes beyond this. It's way more than this. Even in the comic book store, we've got an energy sword. I wonder what that's from. A lightsaber. We've got a bunch of comic books in the background. We've got V for Vendetta. We've got, you can see the Hulk and Kick-Ass up there. We've got a Batman t-shirt. We've got Punisher poster on the wall. We've got some Muppets. We've got Domo-kun over there. Well, a Bender figurine in a tutu, why not? We've got... Oh no, is that even... I don't even recall Bender ever wearing that. I don't think that's canonical. We've got a miniature DeLorean figurine down here. I guess that's a Batman there as well, actually. There are references to other point-and-click adventures abound everywhere. We've got this purple Day of the Tentacle statue there. So yeah, references are all over the dang place in this game. If I head elsewhere, I might be able to show you some of the other ones as well. If I go onto the subway, subway is the way the game connects all the different areas in the game. So we've got a bunch of different lines here, and the lines are all references to names within the point-and-click adventure industry, as it were. We've got the yellow line is the Purcell line, which is Steve Purcell, who I'm pretty sure was heavily involved in the Sam and Max stuff. We've got the blue line is Gilbert, Ron Gilbert. Green is Schafer, Tim Schafer. Obviously, he both famous for Monkey Island, and many others. I've got the red line is the Low line. I don't know who that is. There's a street that says Al Low Street, so I presume that's Al Low, but I'd be lying if I said I knew what he was famous for. So sorry, Al Low. I don't know what you did. Randal's apartment here is at Threepwood Street Station. The station's got Sam Street, we've got Max Avenue, we've got Grim F Street, we've got St. Gilbert Square. There's a lot of stuff. We've got Zombie Pirate Street. I guess that's a GP LeChuck reference. I'm not sure. Presumably. I can't think of anything else it would be, but I've never played. I haven't played all the point-and-click games I haven't played all the games ever, so there are things I'm going to miss, you know. So if I head over to Mel's Pawn Shop, there's even more stuff over here. This is a ridiculous world. I've got this feels like it would be a loading screen, right? You kind of got this subway system. Now if you click, you can skip it. If you click that screen, it's just an animation. It may be that it's covering up a loading screen and the loading is actually really short compared to the animation. I'm not sure. It just seems a little bit strange that that's just pretty much skippable. So we've got Mel's Pawn Shop, that's full of even more silly references. We've got a sign on the street. I love this sign. You shall not pass sign. Emerson Express. You recognize that logo? I'm pretty sure you probably do. I don't think I can go into that shop because I've been banned. If I click on some stuff, I guess I can give you a taste of some of the voice acting, because the voice acting is actually pretty good in this game, so...
I think it's wise to go in there again.
So I'm going to wander around. Let's go over to Mel's Pawn Shop, and I'll click on a bunch of stuff, and we can talk to people a little bit more. I don't know if there's any characters I can talk to get any other voice acting for you, but obviously the main voice you're going to get is our main protagonist, so you're going to be hearing him a lot, so I'll give you his voice, if nothing else.
There's so much junk I wouldn't know what to choose. Mr. Strife's sword? I guess he won't be needing it anymore. I just want to take it and go fry the Scolari brothers, but I better not. Man, they have all kinds of crap in here. I already got what I wanted. Damn Charlie. Some frankly magnificent junk. I'm afraid Mel's got a lot of work to do now.
So yeah, that's our main voice actor, and they have hired actually some professional voice acting talent for this. So our main character, Randal Hicks here, is the voice of Jeff Anderson, who is the actor who played Randall Graves in Clerks 1 and Clerks 2, as well as some other stuff in the Kevin Smith's View Askew universe. He's a fairly regular sort of face within there. I think he's also in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. In that regard, Jay and Silent Bob themselves also make an appearance within this game. I haven't yet found them, but... Well, Silent Bob obviously doesn't need particularly much voice acting by his very nature, but Jay! They've also hired Jason Mewes, who is the voice of Jay, to play Jay. Which kind of makes you feel like, is this game set in the View Askew universe world? Is this canonical View Askew universe? I don't know, probably not, I would be willing to suggest, but it kind of feels at times like it is. It doesn't feel like it would be out of place in the View Askew universe stuff. And the naming of Randal Hicks, kind of, that's a little bit confusing. So as I say, within Clerks, the character is actually Randal Graves, but he works alongside Dante Hicks. So when the character introduced himself as Randal Hicks, I'm like, that's Randal from Clerks. The Randal in Clerks was Randal Hicks. No, it was Randal Graves and Dante Hicks. But yes, confusion abounds, no doubt. That's a very, very confusing issue. But nonetheless, it's like I say, the voice acting is excellent because they've hired some professional actors to do this. So that's really cool. There's actually some good, it's very good audio going on in this game. I'm liking the music as well. The music's also very good. So there's a lot to like about this game so far. Gameplay-wise, if we're going to get into gameplay, well, it's point-and-click adventure. I don't know how much I could possibly say that would be of any use to you. Look, if I press I can bring up my inventory. And we can browse through. It's done in this weird catalogue format. So every item I pick up goes into our catalogue and I can flick through it. And I can pick on that. I can drag it off and I can use it on, oh, let's rub oily pages on a stranger.
Giving it away.
Or give it away. But he's not going to do that. So yeah, it's standard thing. It's rub object X on item Y and see if it progresses the story in any way. If it doesn't, he'll say, no, I can't do that. And you can keep trying it until eventually you find something that works. Or you can go and find more items to find the right item to use on the thing so that it works. I know there's this idea that we've got stuff like the Wolf Among Us around these days, which is kind of a new school of point-and-click adventure design. This is still very much old-school style. I mean, it's obviously it's got the modern mouse interface that has only the two options, but it's still the old-school kind of design, really. It's still just, would you like to use an object on a thing? Also, not immediately evident is that, like, inspecting items like the TV remote, if you right-click on that to inspect it, that can get items out of it. I've not seen that done in a game before, so I didn't expect that, but looking at it, that then takes the batteries out of it, so that you can use the batteries as a separate item. You pick up a broken radio at one point in the story. If you look on that, you will then get this spring that's next to it. Yeah, the spring comes out of it. Normally, I wouldn't have been I would have just expected the broken radio to be an item in and of itself, but no, it's an item that then contains more items that I can get stuff out of. And then you can pick it up and use them with each other if you want to combine them to make interesting things like, oh, I don't know, say an extendable duck hanger, which I'm pretty sure is this game's answer to a rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's a very weird, arbitrary item that I don't even know how I crafted it in the first place. I was just like, could that possibly work? And it was like, oh, yes, it can. Because point-and-click adventures, why the hell not? It's got the same issue any other game in the genre has, which is that some of the problems are ludicrously arcane, and the only way to solve them is to try and get into the same mindset that the developer had when making it. Can you figure out that what you need to do is... The duck came off this as well. It came off a hanger. You had a coat hanger with a duck on the top of it. This was a broom initially, and it's like, if you use the duck hanger with the broom, you make an extendable duck hanger. Yeah, that's obvious. That's really obvious, guys. Jeez. Oh my god. That's what I'm saying. You really need to get into the mindset of the developer. This is not obvious stuff, and it's very difficult to wrap your head around what stupid hoops they're expecting you to jump through at times. And some people really, really don't like that. And if they don't like that, they're not going to like that about this game either. Some people kind of dig that, obviously, otherwise this genre wouldn't still be a thing, and I can't say I particularly object to it totally. It does have a very solid hint system in the game, so that's cool, so that's a thing. You can figure things out with the hint system if you're really having trouble, so that's always nice to see. If we head over there, I'll show you the hint system. If you want to avoid spoilers, I would advise not reading any of the things on this screen at the moment, except maybe the goals. The goals are less spoilery. But over on the right page, these are all the things you actually literally need to do. And you can flip through the different pages. This is the various story progression. These are all the main goals at any given point in time. And yeah, it gives you the solution to those. And then you have to unlock this initially. There's a couple of prompts that say, oh, we thought you had better standards than that. We expected you to complete this game. It's kind of sort of trying to reverse psychology you into not doing it, or kind of goad you into not chickening out and taking the easy way. But as I was saying, some of the problems are so arcane, you want to use the hint system a little bit. I will say I cave, rather than sitting and spending half an hour rubbing arbitrary objects on arbitrary objects just to see if one of them opens the lock. Sometimes you just give me the answer. You want more clues? Just so you know, every time you unlock a new clue, a kitty dies, and the button to unlock next clue is kill kitty, which is It's cute, to be honest, but yeah. So it doesn't want you to use the hint system, but it is there, and it is by far the most in-depth hint system I've ever seen in a game. Normally games are a little bit sort of cagey, a bit elusive about it. They'll sort of say, oh, maybe you should have a look at this object, and it's like, in many cases, it's usually, I've been looking at that object for the last half hour. I want to know specifically what to do to that object. This game tells you in no uncertain terms. The hints are not hints, they are just answers. If you click on hint, it will say, you need to rub object X on item Y, and that will open the door for you. That is how you solve that problem. So, it's a very, very specific and direct kind of hint system. It will tell you exactly what you need to do. And that's nice to see. I do like that. That's cool. So I'm going to get on and do a little bit of story, just for the sake of showing some interaction here, but bear in mind that up to now I've kind of dodged spoilers and stuff. I've been trying to avoid that kind of thing. There is going to be a little bit here insofar as it's kind of unavoidable. Obviously, the whole point of a point-and-click adventure is it's a very narrative experience with some stupid arcane puzzle solving in between. And as soon as you solve any puzzles or interact with anything in any meaningful way, narrative and exposition will happen. So I've got this guy here, and he's got a ring on his necklace that, well, that's the ring, the focus of the story that we're trying to get our hands on, and he doesn't want to part with it. He's obviously got a soft drink here. That is Charlie's glass indeed. And we would like to get that ring off him. And he revealed in conversation with us that he is allergic to fish. I have been carrying around tuna sandwich leftovers since the start of the game, so I can try and put that in his soft drink.
Good idea.
But you've got to do it when he's not looking. Fortunately, this is a relatively straightforward one. Other ones are probably a bit more elaborate than that. This one, he keeps turning his back every few seconds to go do my precious with the ring and whatnot. So he's going to go my precious, and I can put tuna in there. And then he's going to take a slurp, and he's going to have some issues. So let's watch him have a drink. And then he's going to be in trouble. I don't think he necessarily deserves to die. I don't know if he does die, but it doesn't look like he's having a good time of it. So I don't know if that necessarily helps us get the ring back, but it's certainly something. It's gotten him out of the shop. One thing I will note with the inventory is that, like I say, it's got this catalogue format, and it always opens at the last page. If I go onto a third page, it'll presumably open at the third page, but if I go back to this page, then click off and decide I don't want to do that, then open it again, it will open at the last page. I kind of feel like it would be nice if it would remember which page you were on, so I now need to scroll back to that page every time. It's just, at the minute it's one unnecessary click, but I can see later on in the story, if you start getting more and more items, it could potentially be 2, I don't know, maybe even 3 extra clicks every time you want to get to an item, which is just annoying more than anything else. It's just kind of inconvenient. So, can I take his soft drink now? I can actually take his drink. Good lord. I don't know why I'll need that. I will probably need that for some other reason. As I say, our character is kind of defined, one of his defining personality characteristics is he's a kleptomaniac, so like I say, at least there's some kind of narrative justification to his stealing all the things, which many games don't do. They're just like, you're stealing things because, yeah, why not? In this case, at least he is a kleptomaniac. That's why he's stealing all the things. So, I don't know if that's going to get me that back particularly. There is a note on the wall there that I did not read before. This is from our hobo friend who's going to give us all our arcane and elusive clues that tells us what's going on and why it's going on, but he's not very helpful. So I think he wants us to go find him. There's some sticky tape on the wall that I can steal because I'm a kleptomaniac. I don't think I can go down this alleyway. It's got, I think Deponia did this, and it's nice. They've got a system where if I press space, why they choose a Lego block, I don't know, but there's a Lego block over things that you're allowed to click on and interact with. So there's not much on this street, but were I to go back into the store and do it in here, yeah, there's a lot of things you can take a look at in here. You can browse all the things in the store. There's all sorts going on here, so that's kind of cool. So it's not needlessly obtuse. It's willing to help you out where you want to. So where you just need a bit of an extra prod in the right direction. So I like that about this game. It's not necessarily going to say, nope, we're not going to help at all. It's like, yeah, we want you to finish this story. You know, you want to finish the story, we want you to finish the story. We'd prefer it if you did it without cheating, but if you need to do so, we'll help you out. So that's cool as well. On the whole, I'm kind of liking this. I mean, there's not much more I can say about the gameplay because well, it's a point-and-click adventure. That is the gameplay. That's all the gameplay. It's use tuna sandwich on drink. That's your gameplay. That's everything you're going to be doing. And there are some dialogue trees. There are plenty of very, very long dialogue trees, but I don't think you want to sit through any of those. And also, I wouldn't know, at this particular moment in the story, I wouldn't know where to go to find one, to be honest, to show you that. But yeah, that's just a lot of clicking on wordy options and people talking for ages. That's what you should expect from a point-and-click game, to be quite honest. If you like point-and-click games, I can say this is a very good example of the genre. It's very funny. There's a lot of good laughs in there. The references abound. I like a good reference. I can very much appreciate that. If you're into popular culture type things, there's lots of things you're like, that's cool. Oh yeah, I like that. That's awesome. References to all sorts of things and weird crossovers and sorts of mashup type things. There's like a crossover between the dude from, I forget what the movie's called now. You know, The Dude Abides, and Sonic. There's a poster of that on the wall. There's weird crossovers. I mean, heck, look at the sci-fi convention. You've got the Rebel Alliance crossed with the Star Trek there. Yeah. It's just pop culture through and through. It's a very funny game. It's very well voice acted. I'm enjoying the music a lot at the minute. It's got a cool style going on. I very much like this game. I'm probably going to keep playing a lot more of this afterwards. So as I say, this will be out on November 12th next week. This will be out for Windows and Mac. Will be available for £18.99 or your regional equivalent, which is, I don't know, I feel like that price might put a lot of people off. That might be a little steep for a lot of people, considering it's a point-and-click adventure. But I think there's a lot of content in here. As I say, I'm like maybe 4.5 hours into the game, and I'm only on day 2 of the game. So I think there's a good bit of content to find in here, so it'll keep you going for a little while. But I do think Daedalic puts a bit of a premium on its games. I think they do make very good products, and they know they do, so they charge a little bit more than most people might like to pay for these kind of things. But honestly, I do think there's probably a good bit to keep you going on for a while, and it may well be worth that price, but it's perhaps up to you to make that decision. As I say, with the pre-purchase, it also comes with an extra copy of Edna and Harvey the Breakout, so there's something else to sweeten the deal in there as well. But there you go, this has been Randal's Monday. I've been Meroka, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So I'm going to go play a little bit more of this. Yeah!